Welcome back, or welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to talk a bit about my projects. I talked about it briefly in my last video. I'm sort of a part-time writer and I really like to write fictional stories, and I have a few projects that I've been working on, but I am focusing on one at the moment and I wanted to talk a bit about it. I've actually been writing for quite a while. I think I started when I was about 12, 13. Wasn't anything as exciting or as thorough, detailed as what I'm working on right now. I was a fan fiction writer, so for those who don't know what fan fictions are, they're works of literature or fiction written by fans of shows, books, mangas, films. And so I used to write fanfics for quite a long time. I mean, I still do from time to time because it's something that is comfortable for me and that I still enjoy doing. But I wanted to write my own stuff for a while now, and I found this YouTuber I really enjoy watching, and she does tons of writing content, writing tips. Her name is Anna New, and I absolutely adore the videos that she puts out. And she talks, a lot about how to make your own characters, how to world build, how to plot properly, which has been such a massive help for me. The project that I'm going to talk about today, this is my trusty little writing notebook I'm going to show you in a little bit, is called Project Apocalypse. The sort of title I've given it for now is called Grieving Heart. And Project Apocalypse actually came from me binging The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, for those who don't know, is this amazing, like early 2000s TV show, American TV show that follows a bunch of survivors during a zombie apocalypse, and I just love it so much. And I've been watching it for a bit now. I'm up to season 5 now, but the storyline and the characters have really inspired me to make my own piece of fiction about zombies and what the apocalypse would be like. And I've sort of taken it upon myself to go really off on my own and have a bit of commentary in it, and also make different zombies because this genre is quite popular. And the way that the zombies are portrayed is usually like all the same, but I have actually made my zombies a bit different. I feel like I got also some inspiration from myself and sort of my own identity. And there's a bit of, underlying themes about race, identity in this book. It's really interesting so far. I really like what I've got to say in it and my characters. My story is about this young woman called Maria Jose Echevarria. This is gonna take me ages to edit because I'm fangirling so hard over doing this video and talking about it. Anyways, this story is about this young woman, this young mom called Maria Jose Echevarria, and she's this Cuban mom of this little boy called Emilio. So the story follows her prior to the events of the apocalypse. So I've actually started writing a bit of it. It follows her life with her son in this underprivileged part of her town, and living in this apartment that's basically falling apart, and taking care of this 3-year-old boy by herself, and picking up shifts and working really hard to provide for the both of them. And so one day she goes to work, so she's a waitress, a diner, and no one else in the family that is around to take care of Emilia. She has a bit of a strange relationship with her mother and her grandma. The close family connections she has a bit of a weird relationship with them because she had her son at quite a young age, so it didn't go through so well because of religion and other factors. She leaves Emilio in the care of her neighbor that she trusts and knows very well, and she goes to work, and things start looking a bit weird during her shift. They've got a TV set up in the diner. There's this broadcast and it's telling people be very aware, and someone sort of takes over the broadcast. Things really start not being quite well, and that's when people outside are turning into these weird flesh-eating zombies, but they still look like them and they're still human. But the cool feature about them is like their hair color sort of changes, they walk a different way, they become much more violent and aggressive, and sees people attacking other people. Soon enough, people start eating each other, and she obviously is like, I need to get out of here, I need to go home and get my son. She goes through all of that, gets home, and he's not there. Like, he's gone, he's disappeared, and she's absolutely terrified about where he is, where, if he's been taken, if the neighbor's still with him, because she didn't find a trace of her neighbor either. All she found was this buggy chair that she put him in, and she just sees blood all over it. There's no trace left of him in her neighbor's home, and her neighbor's not there either, nowhere to be found. She assumes that she's taken him somewhere safer. Sort of really difficult because she just looking to find her son. He's essentially the most important person in her life, and it's a really sad book, but I feel like I have such a story to tell, especially from a character that's a person of color, a Latina main character. It was like a really long explanation, but that is essentially what my book is about, and I'm very passionate about it at the moment. And there are a few things that I have been doing to plot this book and brainstorm it, and I wanted to share them for writers that are struggling to, you know, come up with a plot or come up with ways to organize your work. So I'm going to show you guys my process of what I have been doing to keep track of my ideas. So first of all, I have this little notebook that I got from a charity shop here in London. It's called Crisis. I've used this to write ideas for my novels. So for example, this is a page about ideas for novel. So I've written down some asterisks, bullet points of things that I wanted to include. Like for example, up here I have written an idea of a scene that I want to write as a flashback showing her relationship with her mum and her grandma after finding out about her pregnancy. I like to put snippets of descriptions. I'm a very descriptive writer, so I like to show emotions or show imagery or setting, and whenever I come up with ideas, I love to write them down like as soon as they come out, because if you're like me and like, you know, you're really creative, but like if you take too long to write it down, that idea is gone. That's why I make sure as soon as something goes into my brain, I'm like, write it down. If you want to write, be creative, you want to make sure you have equipment that is going to enable. I really like that I have this trusty little notebook. Oh, on this page I wrote just a bit about the synopsis. I just outlined for you guys and potential ideas of what will happen next. Snowball, I don't know if you know what that is, but snowballing, like you get one point in and you're like, okay, then what? With that technique, you should hopefully come up with more plot points. That's a technique you could use in order to develop your plot. I think with this book, my goal is to get about 90,000 words. You want to have around 80,000 to 100,000 words for a single. That's obviously my long-term goal, but with setting goals and intentions, I prefer to focus on what I can achieve now. I use the sticky notes to come up with little goals, mini goals that I can achieve in a day. Like I'll sit down before I do my writing session and I'll think, how much do I want to plot today? Let me do about 50 words. And if I hit 50 words, there's no reason for me to stop writing. I've done 50 words. Now I can do 100, now 150. If you set yourself manageable micro goals, it gets so easy for you to keep going. This is my iMac, my central sort of desktop computer that I use for writing. What you're seeing there is my project's brainstorming document. So I have a few documents for this project specifically. I have some post-it notes about research I've been doing about different things. I have this quote on my on the top of this computer that says, "I will not let myself get down. I won't stop myself from achieving greatness." I'm going to show you how I use Pinterest to get ideas. I'm going to show you sections that I've got and some things that are inside of them. I'm going to do it here on my trusty iPad, and you'll get to see it here next to me, hopefully, if editing goes well. So when we open this, we've got 3 sections. There's minor characters, which is a bunch of AI generated art I would like to use in order to create different concepts of characters that might be coming up. So like, they're literal just pictures of people that I think I would like to have as characters in my story. Then there's a board for young Achilles, but actually it should be saying Emilio. Achilles, sorry, was the name that I was gonna give Emilio. I changed my mind. Then we've got the Maria Jose's board section with some inspiration of her character, what she's like, poetry that reminds me of her, quotes that remind me of her. I feel like those references, those quotes, poems are really good for me to have a look at and spark inspiration from. As we scroll down, there's a bunch of other pictures and ideas of costume, ideas of outfits that she might wear, or characters in video games or in shows that remind me of her that I want to channel through this character. I think I'm going to take a bit of this time that I've got now to go through my Pinterest board and make some more sections, and I'll see you after. One last tip I would give, and I would say has helped me as well, is having like a bomb Spotify playlist, putting in songs that really reflect the atmosphere of the book. Post-production Yandra here. So this section was a bit murky, the footage wasn't that good, and I don't think I got across what I was trying to say, but all I was trying to say is that making a Spotify playlist is really good for helping to come up with new scene ideas, to help you visualize some characters, visualize some key moments in your story. I'll link my Project Apocalypse's Spotify playlist, that was a mouthful, in the description, and I will link all the other links of things I discussed in this video. Back to the regularly scheduled program. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe for more. I think that's enough for one video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to possibly make a new one talking more about this project, and like and subscribe for more. And I'll see you soon.